Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and my beautiful subscribers. Guess what just happened? Yes, my phone is broken again. It refuses to charge. It was an iPhone 5S and it had a really long life. But it's funny that it breaks now that the iPhone X, I think, it was supposed to be the iPhone 9, but they're kind of copying Windows here. It's weird that Apple is copying Windows for once by skipping the 9th version of their product. They released Windows 10 after Windows 8. They skipped 9. So that's really weird, isn't it? That they copied Windows for once. It's usually Windows that copies Apple. But it's funny that the iPhone X was just released and my phone is magically broken. It magically refuses to charge. So, I don't know if I'm gonna get another cell phone. I think I just might want a tablet. I'm sick of cell phones. They suck. But that's not why I'm making this video, to rant against Apple and Windows and cell phones and modern life. I guess I'm a bit of a neo-Luddite. I'm getting sick of technology, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about Disney celebrities and how when they are younger they are the vision of purity. They are so pure, they are the model child, they are perfect, and then they grow up and suddenly when they hit the magical age of 18, sometimes they start early when they're 17, they turn into massive sluts, showing their body off, doing sex tapes, doing music videos, pretty much naked. Why do they do that? It's a trend. We saw it with Britney Spears, we saw it with Christina Aguilera, we saw it with Miley Cyrus, with the High School Musical crew, with everybody. All these female Disney stars, when they grow up, they go into complete rebellion mode. They become massive sluts. Why do they do this? I watched a YouTube video that was theorizing that the reason that they do that is because they want to break the contract with Disney. I disagree with that, and here's why. Wouldn't it say in the Disney contract that they're not allowed to act like big sluts? And doesn't the Disney contract only last until they're like 18 or 20? Like, Disney wants to have young actors and actresses so they can be relatable to the very young audience. Most of the time these teenage actors act like they're preteens. So wouldn't they, just want younger teens and just let the actors and actresses go after they get older? Now, I don't know exactly what the Disney contract is. I don't think it's public information. I didn't try Googling it because I don't feel like reading legal documents. It's probably long as hell and boring as hell. But that just doesn't make sense to me, that it's only the female actresses. If Disney really puts these actors and actresses through so much hell, and I bet they do go through hell. We know what happened with Harvey Weinstein. There's clearly some shady shit going on in the entertainment industry. But I don't think that's why they act like complete sluts, whores. You see, the male actors that work for Disney don't do that. If the only way to break the contract is to become a sexual degenerate, then wouldn't you see the male actors twerking, going naked in music videos, maybe even doing gay porn? Since it's kind of in our culture expected that men are like promiscuous and have a higher sex drive as women. So if they just did a bunch of porn films with women, nobody would care. But if they did gay porn, people would care. But they don't do that. Men are not acting like public sexual degenerates to get out of the Disney contract. So why are only the women doing it? Now, and you see, if they really wanted to break out of the contract by shocking Disney and making Disney want to disassociate, then they could start saying radical political stuff, or start talking about weird, wacky conspiracy theories like reptilians, Illuminati. They could start saying very politically incorrect things that Disney would have to step back and say, whoa, like my old videos. But they don't do that. I think the reason why these Disney stars act like complete whores is because that is part of their contract. That when they reach the age of maturity, that they will shock the world by coming out as super sexual, showing their bodies, and that makes them a lot of money, and that makes Disney a lot of money too, because suddenly people, they're in the news like, oh, look at good girl Miley Cyrus, she's gone bad, look at what she's doing, look at what she's saying, it's so shocking, and then people want to check it out, and people are shocked, and people like that, so their albums actually sell. They actually want to go to those shows to see, oh, is Miley Cyrus going to throw a big dildo on me from the stage? I should go to her show. In essence, it really is a culture problem. Our culture has gotten so depraved. We are getting so desensitized because the media, Hollywood, all this propaganda is being pumped at the general population. They really planted this Disney actress seed into the minds of young children because most kids, millennials nowadays, they were watching Miley Cyrus and High School Musical when they were in their childhood years and when they were in their preteens. And now those millennials are teenagers and in their early 20s, and they were idolizing Miley Cyrus and High School Musical crew back then, and Disney was hoping that they would continue to idolize those stars into their adulthood. And then, you know, they would copy what the stars are doing. So when Miley Cyrus is getting naked, letting loose, they're hoping that the general population, at least the female population, since Miley Cyrus is, you know, and High School Musical was geared toward a female audience, that they would copy their idols. And when they copy their idols and start doing what they're doing, they become very selfish. Because these idols nowadays, Miley Cyrus, the High School Musical people, Britney Spears, whatever, they promote a very selfish, capitalistic attitude that, oh, it's only me, me, me that matters. Pleasure is the only thing that matters. And fucking dog. You can see how this could be a big, big problem. It is a culture problem. It is a capitalistic culture problem because Disney are capitalists. They're not Marxists. They're not secret communists. They are capitalists. They are capitalizing on this behavior. You know, ever since Miley Cyrus started coming out in funky outfits, guess what started selling? Funky outfits. Freaking pizza onesies and all that crap started selling. But that stuff did start selling because of these music videos. And when somebody embraces the capitalistic, selfish attitude of only me, me, me matters, they become more consumerist. Since only me matters, they want to buy items that will give them pleasure, like dildos. And clothing, they become very superficial. That is a culture problem. That's a big problem. And you know, it's funny about Miley Cyrus. This is kind of off topic, but on topic. When I was like 9 years old, I watched Miley Cyrus's show Hannah Montana, and I idolized her. I thought she was so cool, and her music was so good. And then I got a little older. I was 10 or 11, and I started looking at her and despising her music, like, oh, how could I listen to this shit last year? This sucks. And I started really hating her. All of my Hannah Montana posters, I grabbed a black marker and I put X's on her eyes. I really started having a burning rage with her, but it wasn't just me. It was all my friends at school, even a black girl that I was friends with. She had a burning hatred for Hannah Montana too. We took her posters to school together in the yard and we ripped them up. We hated Hannah Montana. But the year before we liked them, but I don't know why I felt that burning hatred towards Hannah Montana. I think I sensed, maybe on a subconscious level, that there was some kind of deception going on. And Hannah Montana wasn't all whom she seems. Miley Cyrus wasn't all whom she seems. That Disney isn't all what it is. And the only way I knew how to act that out was in these like fits of anger where I would rip up her posters with my friends. They felt the same way. We would talk about how ugly Miley Cyrus is and we hope she dies. We would be very angry at her. And I think we knew. I think me and my friends really knew. It was like on a subconscious level. We knew the truth. That Disney is a load of crap. Miley Cyrus was a load of crap. But now I think back and I reflect on that situation and I try to look at Hollywood and these actresses more critically. I don't feel hatred towards Miley Cyrus. She is the puppet. She's not the puppet master. It probably is included in her contract that she would become a sexual degenerate, deviant, to sell more albums, to shock the public, to make the public more selfish and pleasure-oriented, more consumerist. It probably is in her contract. She is the puppet, not the puppet master. Why should I be angry at the puppet? It's possible. Maybe she's not even doing this out of her own free will. Maybe she's being forced. She got into this industry at such a young age. She couldn't consent to being an actress at that young of an age. And now look at her. She's sad. She does drugs. She's in these horrid music videos. She's promoting pure evil. I used to be a LaVeyan Satanist, and one of the rules of LaVeyan Satanism, what it's all about is being your own god. And that is what they're promoting through this consumerist culture, to be selfish. Oh, I'm my own god. I make my own rules. Fuck everybody else. That is what they're promoting. And I totally disagree with that now. I'm not my own god. That is so arrogant to think that. Okay, sure, I can make my own rules. I could determine my own fate and destiny, but I'm not a god. I'm just the girl. I'm just Veronica. I have my own purpose in life, and for my purpose to just be serving myself, that's really dull, you know? I have a family, I have a cat. And maybe one day, hopefully, I'll have children, and I want to live for them. I don't want to be selfish. I'm not God. I'm just me. Anyways, to wrap this video up, the reason why Hollywood stars are sluts is to play into a bigger plot, a bigger plan. It is societal decay. It is a culture problem that is being promoted by these propagandists that control, that create these contracts, that force these children into becoming actors and actresses so they could promote their worldview. These puppet masters, they have their own ideology, they have their own worldview. I don't think they're all working together. I'm pretty sure that there is a lot of division and disagreement. Of course, there's different ideologies, and I'm pretty sure there's different ideologies within these people who are pulling the strings, as they say. Whew. Anyways, thank you so much to all of my supporters and everyone who leaves amazing, nice comments. And I guess I'll leave the video at that. Stay sane, everybody.